The day Naruto Uzumaki died, he expected to see the Sage of Six Paths waiting for him. Instead, he opened his eyes beneath an unfamiliar sky. A sky without chakra, without hidden villages, without shinobi. A sky that belonged to a universe where warriors could destroy planets with a single attack. Reborn into the world of Dragon Ball, Naruto's greatest adventure was about to begin. Darkness surrounded Naruto as his final memories of the Fourth Great Ninja War faded away. He remembered peace returning to the shinobi world, remembered the smiles of his friends, and remembered finally achieving his dream. Then everything vanished. When Naruto opened his eyes again, he was no longer the hero of Konoha. He was a newborn child resting in the arms of a kind-hearted woman living in a small village somewhere on Earth. He couldn't understand what had happened. His memories felt distant and fragmented, like pieces of a broken mirror scattered across his mind. He remembered flashes of orange, a giant fox with burning red eyes, and a village hidden among massive forests, but none of it made sense. Years passed quickly. Unlike ordinary children, Naruto constantly experienced strange dreams. Every night he saw battles between giant creatures, mountains exploding under impossible powers, and a younger version of himself running through endless forests. Whenever he woke up, he felt an unusual energy flowing through his body. It wasn't something anyone around him could explain. The villagers simply believed Naruto possessed extraordinary talent. By the age of 6, he could run faster than adults, react to danger before it appeared, and learn martial arts techniques after seeing them only once. One afternoon, while exploring a nearby mountain, Naruto discovered something shocking. A group of bandits had cornered an old traveler and demanded all his money. Without thinking, Naruto rushed forward. Fear and anger surged through his body. Suddenly, dozens of identical copies of himself appeared around the bandits. The criminals froze in terror. Naruto froze too. He had no idea how he had created the clones. Before anyone could react, the copies charged forward and knocked the bandits unconscious. Moments later, the clones disappeared in small bursts of smoke. The old traveler stared at Naruto with wide eyes. "You aren't normal, kid." Naruto scratched the back of his head awkwardly. "Yeah, I figured that out too." The traveler began laughing. Little did Naruto know, that old traveler wasn't ordinary either. Far away, high above Earth, a guardian watched everything through a crystal sphere. Kami narrowed his eyes as he observed the blonde child. He could sense ki from every living being on the planet, yet Naruto's energy felt completely different. It was ancient, foreign, almost as if it came from another reality entirely. "This child," Kami muttered. "Where did he come from?" Meanwhile, Naruto continued growing stronger. Every day he experimented with the strange power inside him. Sometimes he could create clones. Sometimes he could run across water. Sometimes he could sense people from miles away. Yet despite all his progress, he couldn't understand why these abilities belonged only to him. Everything changed when he turned 10. While training alone in the mountains, Naruto accidentally released a massive burst of energy that shattered a cliffside and sent shockwaves across the region. Birds scattered into the sky as the ground trembled beneath his feet. Hundreds of kilometers away, a certain old martial arts master nearly dropped his sunglasses. Master Roshi slowly turned toward the distant mountains. What in the world was that? For the first time in decades, genuine curiosity appeared on the turtle hermit's face. Naruto stood frozen before the destroyed cliff, staring at the damage in disbelief. The power inside him was growing. His forgotten memories were beginning to awaken. And somewhere beyond the stars, powerful beings were already starting to notice him. The story of the greatest shinobi in a universe of Saiyans had officially begun. Naruto never expected his life to change because of a monkey-tailed boy stealing fish from a river. One quiet morning, while training near a forest outside his village, Naruto sensed an unfamiliar energy approaching at incredible speed. Before he could react, a young boy crashed through a group of trees carrying a giant fish over his shoulder. The stranger landed perfectly, grinned from ear to ear, and looked directly at Naruto. "Hi, I'm Goku. Want to fight?" Naruto blinked several times. No greeting. No introduction. Just a challenge. For some reason, it reminded him of someone he couldn't quite remember. Smiling back, Naruto accepted. The battle that followed lasted nearly 3 hours. Neither boy cared about winning. They simply enjoyed testing themselves against someone who could keep up. Goku's raw strength was unbelievable. Every punch carried enough force to crack boulders, while Naruto's speed and creativity constantly forced Goku to adapt. When Naruto created dozens of shadow clones, Goku laughed excitedly and charged into the crowd without hesitation. The forest became a battlefield as trees shattered and the ground cracked beneath their feet. By sunset, both boys collapsed onto the grass completely exhausted. From that day forward, a friendship unlike any other began to form. Goku visited whenever he could, and Naruto often traveled to train alongside him. Together they pushed each other beyond their limits. Goku's endless determination inspired Naruto to work harder, while Naruto's unusual techniques constantly forced Goku to think in new ways. The two boys became inseparable rivals. Every sparring match ended with smiles, injuries, and promises to become stronger. As months passed, Naruto's forgotten memories continued returning in fragments. Sometimes he remembered standing atop a giant stone monument. Sometimes he remembered a pink-haired girl yelling at him. Sometimes he heard the distant roar of a massive fox trapped behind enormous gates. Each memory brought strange emotions he couldn't fully understand. Yet instead of fearing them, Naruto used them as motivation. Whoever he had once been, he wanted to become someone even greater. One afternoon, while training together in the mountains, Naruto and Goku accidentally unleashed enough energy to shake the entire region. Their clash created shockwaves that could be felt miles away. Animals fled from the area as nearby rivers rippled violently. High above Earth, Kami watched silently. The Guardian had hoped Naruto would remain hidden longer, but that was no longer possible. The boy's power was growing too quickly. Worse, his unique energy continued evolving every time he trained with Goku. Meanwhile, far beyond Earth's atmosphere, another observer had taken interest. A mysterious alien emperor named Frieza had begun hearing rumors about unusual warriors appearing on a small blue planet at the edge of the galaxy. At first he ignored the reports. But repeated sightings of impossible energy signatures eventually reached his ears. Curious, Frieza ordered his scouts to gather information. It was only a precaution. After all, what threat could possibly exist on a backwater world like Earth? Back on the planet, Naruto remained blissfully unaware of the danger approaching from the stars. His focus remained entirely on training. During one intense meditation session, he finally entered the strange mental space that had haunted his dreams for years. Standing before him were enormous iron gates. Behind those gates glowed two massive crimson eyes filled with ancient power and rage. The ground trembled beneath his feet as a deep voice echoed through the darkness. "So, you've finally returned." Naruto froze. Every instinct screamed that whatever existed behind those gates was unbelievably dangerous. Yet at the same time, it felt strangely familiar. Before he could ask any questions, the vision vanished and he found himself back in reality, covered in sweat. For the first time since arriving in this universe, Naruto realized there were secrets hidden within him that even he didn't understand. And somewhere deep inside, a sleeping power was beginning to awaken. A power that did not belong to the Dragon Ball universe. A power capable of changing fate itself. Unfortunately, fate had already begun moving against him. Because while Naruto trained with Goku under Earth's peaceful skies, a Saiyan spacecraft carrying a warrior named Raditz was steadily approaching the planet. And when he arrived, the Age of Peace would come to an end. Years passed, and the friendship between Naruto and Goku became legendary among Earth's martial artists. Wherever one went, stories of the other soon followed. Together they had pushed their bodies beyond human limits, shattered mountains during training sessions, and reached levels of power that should have been impossible for Earthlings. Yet despite all their growth, neither of them realized that the real challenge was finally approaching. One clear afternoon, While Naruto was training alone on a remote plateau, a terrifying energy suddenly entered Earth's atmosphere. The pressure alone made the air feel heavier. Birds fell silent. Animals fled in panic. Even Naruto felt a chill run down his spine. This energy was unlike anything he had ever sensed before. Far away, Goku felt it too. So did Piccolo. Across the planet, every powerful fighter turned toward the sky. Moments later, a small space pod crashed into the ground with enough force to create a massive crater. Emerging from the wreckage was a tall warrior with wild black hair, dark armor, and a device covering one eye. Raditz had arrived. Unlike the original timeline, Raditz did not find Goku first. He found Naruto. Standing at the edge of the crater, Naruto stared at the stranger while Raditz examined the reading on his scouter. At first the Saiyan looked bored. Then his expression changed. The numbers on the device kept rising. Higher, higher, higher. Raditz removed the scouter and checked again. The result remained the same. Impossible, he muttered. Naruto crossed his arms. You landed on my training ground. Raditz laughed. You have no idea who you're talking to. In the next instant, he attacked. The ground exploded beneath his feet as he charged forward. His fist moved fast enough to create sonic booms, but Naruto reacted instantly. Years of training with Goku had sharpened his instincts. He dodged and countered with a punch of his own. The collision sent shockwaves across the valley. Raditz slid backward, his eyes widening in disbelief. For the first time since arriving on Earth, he realized something was wrong. Very wrong. This planet was supposed to be weak. Instead, he had just met a warrior capable of matching him blow for blow. The battle escalated quickly. Naruto created hundreds of shadow clones, filling the battlefield with copies attacking from every direction. Raditz tore through dozens of them, but each destroyed clone transferred information back to Naruto. Every movement, every attack pattern, every weakness became clearer. Slowly but surely, the Saiyan found himself being outmaneuvered. Then Goku arrived. The moment the two friends stood side by side, Raditz understood he was in trouble. His mission had gone from a simple recruitment to a fight for survival. Furious, Raditz unleashed his full power. A massive aura erupted around him as he launched energy blasts in every direction. Mountains crumbled under the assault. The sky itself seemed to tremble. Yet Naruto and Goku simply smiled. For years they had waited for a challenge like this. Working together perfectly, they pushed Raditz onto the defensive. Goku overwhelmed him with raw strength while Naruto used clones, strategy, and unpredictable attacks to keep him off balance. The Saiyan warrior soon found himself battered from every side. Desperate, Raditz prepared his strongest attack. A beam of concentrated energy gathered at his fingertips. The technique was powerful enough to kill both Goku and Naruto instantly. But before he could fire, something inside Naruto awakened. A familiar power. A forgotten power. Golden energy mixed with brilliant blue chakra. Orange markings spread across Naruto's face as nature itself seemed to respond. The ground shook. Rivers changed direction. The sky darkened. For the first time in this universe, Naruto entered a true sage state. But unlike the sage mode of his previous life, this version had merged with Ki. The result was something entirely new. Something terrifying. Raditz's scouter exploded the moment it tried to measure Naruto's power. The Saiyan barely had time to react before Naruto appeared directly in front of him. One punch. That was all it took. Raditz crashed through multiple mountains before finally stopping dozens of kilometers away. Broken. Defeated. Terrified. As he struggled to stand, he looked toward Earth one final time and activated his communicator. His message was simple. There are monsters on this planet. Far away in deep space, two Saiyans received the transmission. Vegeta and Nappa both listened silently as Raditz described Naruto's impossible abilities. When the message ended, Vegeta slowly smiled. For the first time in years, something had captured his interest. A warrior unlike anything in the universe. A warrior he intended to defeat personally. Back on Earth, Naruto stared toward the stars, unaware that his victory had changed history forever. In another timeline, Raditz's arrival had been only the beginning of tragedy. But in this world, things were different. Stronger enemies were coming. Stronger battles awaited. And the Prince of all Saiyans had already set his sights on him. What if Naruto was reborn in Dragon Ball? Part 5. Raditz's defeat sent shockwaves far beyond Earth. Across the galaxy, countless civilizations continued their daily lives, completely unaware that history had just changed. But aboard a Saiyan space pod speeding through the darkness of space, Vegeta sat silently while Nappa finished listening to Raditz's final transmission for the 10th time. The Prince of all Saiyans wasn't focused on the mention of the Dragon Balls. He wasn't interested in Earth's resources. He wasn't even concerned about Raditz's death. His attention remained fixed on one name. Naruto. A warrior from a low-level planet who had defeated a Saiyan. To Vegeta, that was unacceptable. The moment the transmission ended, he made a decision. Earth would be conquered. Naruto would be broken. And the universe would remember why Saiyans ruled through fear. Meanwhile, back on Earth, life seemed peaceful. Raditz's attack had ended far differently than anyone expected. No sacrifices had been made. No heroes had fallen. Yet Kami remained troubled. Standing atop the lookout, he watched Naruto and Goku train together below. Every instinct told him that the future had become unpredictable. The arrival of Naruto had altered events in ways even he couldn't understand. Worse, the strange energy within Naruto continued growing stronger with every passing month. Determined to prepare, Kami invited both Naruto and Goku to train under him. The next year became one of the harshest training periods either warrior had ever experienced. Every day pushed them beyond their limits. Every battle forced them to evolve. Naruto's shadow clones multiplied the effectiveness of every lesson, allowing him to progress at a frightening rate. While Goku improved through determination and Saiyan instincts, Naruto advanced through strategy, adaptation, and relentless experimentation. He constantly searched for new ways to merge chakra and ki. Sometimes the results were incredible. Sometimes they nearly blew up entire mountains. One evening during meditation, Naruto once again found himself standing before the giant gates hidden within his mind. This time, the crimson eyes beyond the bars opened immediately. So you've become stronger. The deep voice echoed through the darkness. Naruto stared at the gates. Who are you? A low laugh shook the mental landscape. You already know. Memories surged through Naruto's mind. A giant fox. A broken village. Years of loneliness. Countless battles. For the first time since his rebirth, Naruto remembered everything. He remembered Konoha. He remembered becoming Hokage. He remembered Kurama. The 9 tails. Emotion flooded through him as tears appeared in his eyes. Kurama. The massive fox remained silent for several moments. Then he smiled. Welcome back, Naruto. When Naruto opened his eyes in the real world, his entire body was trembling. His memories had returned. Not partially. Completely. He finally understood why he possessed chakra. Why he remembered another life. Why he felt different from everyone around him. He was Naruto Uzumaki. And now he lived in a universe of gods and Saiyans. Instead of overwhelming him, the truth brought clarity. For the first time, Naruto knew exactly who he was. And exactly what he wanted to become. Weeks later, the day finally arrived. 2 Saiyan pods entered Earth's atmosphere. The sky burned as they descended. Across the planet, every warrior felt their power. The pressure was monstrous. Even stronger than Raditz. Naruto stood beside Goku, Piccolo, Krillin, Tien, and the others as the pods crashed into a barren wasteland. The doors opened slowly. Nappa emerged first, grinning like a predator. Then Vegeta stepped forward. Calm. Confident. Dangerous. The prince's eyes immediately locked onto Naruto. For several seconds, neither warrior spoke. The air itself felt heavy. Then Vegeta smiled. So you're Naruto. Naruto crossed his arms. And you're the guy who spent a year flying here just to lose. The Z fighters immediately took several steps backward. Even Nappa looked surprised. Nobody spoke to Vegeta like that. The prince's smile vanished. A terrifying aura exploded around him. Mountains trembled. Clouds split apart. The earth cracked beneath his feet. Yet Naruto didn't move. Instead, he smiled. Because for the first time since arriving in this universe, he had found an opponent who could truly challenge him. And the greatest battle Earth had ever seen was about to begin. To be continued. In the next part, Naruto faces Vegeta, the Prince of all Saiyans. But when Kurama's power combines with Naruto's ki and sage energy, a transformation never seen in either universe will be born. Vegeta is coming. Nappa is coming. And for the first time, the Prince of all Saiyans has found someone he truly wants to destroy. Naruto Uzumaki. Part 2 is where the real war begins.